It's time to start Dishin Days with your hosts, Tony Moore, Michael Mattis, Justin Lee Hareld, and Araceli Aviles. And now, let's dish. Why, hello, everybody. Happy Sunday. Welcome to Dishin Days, where we're serving up a full dish of Peacock's exclusive #1 award-winning
what's the word?
Soap opera, Days of Our Lives.
If you haven't remembered yesterday.
The thing that I say every day, and everyone was like, First of all, if you missed our anniversary celebration yesterday via Zoom, you missed a fabulous time. It was so great to meet so many of you. So shout out to those who were able to attend, and we have a special giveaway later on for those who attend. We'll announce those winners later. But first, if you haven't already, make sure you follow us on all social media platforms. We are Dishin Days on Instagram, X, and Threads, and we're Dishin Days Show on Facebook. Also, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's right. If you're watching us live and in living color, go and hit that subscribe button. Also, don't forget to hit that bell notification so that way you'll never miss when we're going live. Oh boy, my mind is already frazzled.
Also, he asked all of us if we knew what we were doing. Just point.
And I don't. I do not know what I'm doing at all. Happy 9-year anniversary to me. And if you're listening to us, you're on your favorite podcast station. We are on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. You can take us along on a hike or in your car or while you're pumping it up at the gym. We'll give you a full recap of your favorite soap opera, Days of Our Lives. And to be fair, there are some people right now who are listening to us while they're doing those things. So shout out to those people. Also, make sure you buy our merch. That's right. We got some merch up. DishinDays.threadless.com to find these. We have the Meliswin Possess Dishin Days logo and serving a full dish. And that way you can tell everyone through a t-shirt, a notebook, a sticker, a mug that you love and enjoy Dishin Days. Head on over to DishinDays.threadless.com. At some point, we're going to close the store and maybe do a revamp. So this is your last opportunity to get that stuff before we take it off. Also, got to shout out my chocolate twin and former co-host, Mr. James Lott Jr., who is serving up a few dishes of his own. Make sure you head on over to JLJ Media on YouTube to check out his original audio dramas. Plus, he's giving you the latest on General Hospital, Bold and the Beautiful, and Young and the Restless. So make sure you head over to JLJ Media on YouTube, and you can find him on your favorite podcast stations, because James Lott Jr. is the only person that I know who was there when the radio was invented.
Blah, blah, blah.
Now, before we go into our favorite part, I have to introduce some very special guests. Because we are celebrating 9 years of Dishin Days, it is only fitting for us to reach deep, deep, deep into our past and bring back some of our former co-hosts who were available today. And they decided to pop on and recap and discuss Days of Our Lives with us. Please help me welcome the ever so beautiful Miss Tami Goveia and my dear old friend, James Lott Jr.
Hey.
I thought it was going to be ever so beautiful, James Lott Jr.
I'm back, bitches. Hey, I'm back. And yes, I was there when radio was invented, and that's why I'm very successful. Thank you.
James is the person who told him to use a dial. Right, James? Is that how that story goes?
A sundial. A sundial.
You were there for the sundial too?
Yeah, I was there too. I see the chat. I was also there for invention of football. So I was there for everything.
Listen, if we played a game of things older than James, Nothing.
All I gotta say, kids, is I'm wearing the merch. See, I'm wearing some of the merch, you guys, across my breast. That's great.
Across your breakfast is.
My breasticles. And then I also want to show you guys an early piece of relic, speaking of myself. One of our fans had the original co-host. It's Tony, Peter Ramos, Big Hair, and me.
Big hair.
That's Mark J. Freeman. And she did a poem for us, too. So she has whole piece for us. Her name was Isa. She's from France. And wherever you are, Isa, we love you. So I don't know.
Isa.
I liquid death out of this today.
That's water, everyone. It's water. It's a brand of water.
That's why it's peach.
So that we don't think James is going to kill over during the show.
Yeah, get some ratings. You know what happens. Anything for views.
Well, the gang is in full effect, and of course, I have to start everything off by asking the age-old question: what did we think of this week's episodes of Days of Our Lives?
Big improvement.
Ended up being pretty good overall.
Oh,
I think. I thought we had a really great classic Friday, not hangover, cliffhanger. Almost said hangover. Cliffhanger. That we, those are kind of rare to have like a good hangover. I said it again. Cliffhanger. A good cliffhanger at the end of the week.
What do you really have?
Yeah. Cliffhanger.
Clearly, Michael Maddox has a hangover.
Yes.
Because of the cliff over.
I don't even. I'm just dumb.
And I'm the one drinking tea.
What else did we think, y'all?
Definite improvement from the past 2 weeks. I know we've been kind of down on it, or kind of wish it was more exciting, and I think we got that this week. Even I say Friday was sort of the big, like I said, the big cliffhanger. But I also think the other weeks it was not a ton happened, but we got good interactions with people. So I think by Friday,
and we got some clarity on some things that we didn't know.
Yeah.
Some things that happened that we didn't know happened, and
thank God.
Yeah.
Well,
I told you I'll be happy if I just get like a little tidbit. Just give me a bit, and I'll be happy.
Well, you didn't get that this week because I felt like this week was another. Am I watching? Because it was on, and I felt like I was seeing stuff, but I was just like, I kind of feel like I know this stuff. The only thing that I found very interesting is the pawn stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
And then Friday was like,
yeah, I was a pass with that one, but
yeah.
Well, Michael Maddox is over doing a deep dive into John's history.
I'm totally with you, Michael.
Okay, so we seem to be split down the middle on this. Half of us like it, half of us don't.
I haven't told how I felt. Let me tell you how I felt.
Oh,
I haven't watched Lives in like 3-4 months.
A Coon's age? Oh wait, can I say that? I already said it live.
It is Shady Sunday, and Robin Sanders. That's not a goddamn Christmas tree. What that is it's Black History Month colors tree. It's all Black History Month colors and bulbs.
Sure, whatever, James.
Exactly. That is definitely a Christmas tree that you have changed into a Black History tree.
Hey, I just found out.
Anywho, is staying up in all the month of February, which is like 2 more days. Anyway, I feel like Tony, and I kind of feel like Michael Maddox a little bit. I watched it. Couldn't tell you what was exciting or not. I couldn't tell you. I was on television and I watched it on my screen. And I think as we go through this, I'll probably get, like, oh, that's what happened. That's right. I chuckled at a couple of parts to chuckle. Now, also, folks, as you guys know, I do the General Hospital after show. So Steve Burton's already filming over there already.
Yeah.
And they're showing that. So I was curious to see, this is the week I actually watched something happen big with him at the end. And I agree with Araceli and Justin. Friday was the episode that actually I was like, okay, now we're talking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And we didn't have Leo this week, so.
I don't mind it when he serves a purpose. Anytime a character serves a purpose on screen, it's fine. I understand Michael Maddox's frustration that sometimes it's like, does he need to be here?
He can have, even if he didn't have a purpose, he just needs to say less.
Not say less.
I enjoyed all things Clyde. Whenever he's on, I get those are the chuckle scenes for me.
Yeah.
Because he's just so deplorable, and I love him so much, and
Well,
I want him to rule the world. I'm going to be honest with you. I think he's amazing.
listen, he's on his way because apparently he's the mastermind drug kingpin from behind bars. So that's probably pretty soon he'll be ruling the world from
How
a
Clyde is running things from a jail cell and a burner phone is news to me. But
You have never seen an episode of Narcos, have you?
I would say every soap opera has that. Apparently, you can do stuff in jail
Totally.
we couldn't do, but apparently you can do jail.
Has no one seen an episode of Narcos? Like, do you know how the shit people get away with on a daily basis?
That's why people want to go to jail, because they can get work done.
I'm too cute to go to jail.
Ditto.
So no, thank you. Well, all right. Well, let's break it on down, everybody, and deep dive into this as deep as we can get. It is now time for our favorite part where we all struggle to say this at the same time.
Hey.
It is now time to start.
Oh, he froze. Oh, he's
Dishin Days.
Dishin Days. Lord, with 6 of us, there was no way in the world that was going to happen.
All right.
All right. So, also, before we wait, okay, yes. Before we go into Dishin Days and start dishing on all the days, we must take a moment of recognizing something that happened this week, and this is our official statement regarding it. We here at Dishin Days are aware of the lawsuit filed by Ari Zucker against Corday Productions and Albert Allard. We hope that the matter can be resolved in order for parties to move forward. As always, we will continue to support the show and its cast and crew and send love and healing to all. Thank you, Dishin Days. And don't forget, later on, we'll be announcing all the winners of our giveaway from our Zoom celebration from yesterday. We'll do it later. All right. Let's jump into our first major storyline. See, live TV, y'all. What a mess. We have Guns and Gasoline. This is pertaining to Friday's fiery cliffhanger.
Well, the whole week, there were shootings, and people toting guns, all through the week. So that's why
my brain is still imploding. Did they actually burn down the Horton house?
I mean, that's real fire.
I need a verbal confirmation that I just wasn't seeing things.
Yeah.
Do we know if it's a permanent thing? No. It looks like they, I mean, from what we saw, it looks like, they could have done it. It was definitely not CGI. That was a real fire, but was it set up in a way, did they put backup curtains up? Or was it because it was dark when, the lights were off, so they could have maybe somehow not maybe replicated the set, but somehow protected the set so that they could, maybe bring it back, or maybe it's going to be the same layout, but it'll come back zhuzhed up a little bit.
Because I know it was really schmaltzy, the scenes between Julie and Chad, but I really actually enjoying those scenes.
Oh,
I did too.
And again, it just harkens back to tradition on the show, and this is your home, Chad. And I was like, and then they burned it down. It's oh my god, that was hard to watch.
I mean, soaps do that. They'll take they did it on Young and the Restless. They burned down that Newman Ranch without a care in the world. That wasn't real.
That wasn't a little. That was everything was black and charred.
Sharon said, "I am leaving no wood to be left here," and it was gone. So my thing with the burning of the house, while we're on that subject, is the intent of it. What is this? leading to. We saw it in the promo way back in October.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And of course the troops came out and started, how dare they, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, okay, well, let's wait and see what happens. Just because we see it up in flames doesn't mean it's going to be completely destroyed. So I'm curious to see where this leads to and what the intent of it is.
Well, first of all, there's a lot to digest in the last few minutes of Friday. First of all, that had to be 3 different people, because there is no way somebody was burning down the Horton house, shooting Harris, and shooting Lucas's room. So there had to be 3 different people. But while we're on the first thing of the Horton house, here's what I feel like. Throughout the years, we have seen renovations happen to sets. We have seen the renovation of the Kyriakis mansion, especially. I think that was around the time Maggie moved in, and then she kind of went in and zhuzhed it up a little bit. We then saw the renovations of the DeMera mansion, which I think they credit Abigail for. I think at some point they were looking at the Horton house and they were like, we have to do something to the Horton house. The problem is y'all wouldn't allow them to just remodel it. So I think this fire is a way to be like, oh no, parts of it are burned. We gotta remodel it.
But they didn't do that with the what's its name? The DeMera mansion. They just remodeled it without any kind of. They could remodel it and just Julie say like, why the fire?
I think
do you think because we didn't care, like the DeMera mansion, we were like, oh cute, where's the chess? Where's the chessboard? Like you still need that, right? With the Kyriakis mansion, we were like, oh okay, Maggie, you better come in and put your tchotchkes in there. That's cute. But the Horton house is legendary and a legacy that I think Days fans feels like should never be touched. If they had their way, it would still look like it did in 1965 when Francis Reed and McDonald Carey were there.
I somewhat agree with that because it is the one set that has been there since day one. Someone mentioned that in the chat. It's the one set that's been there since day one. And I do swing on the side of, in that respect, I swing on the side of what are those people called that want nothing to change?
Conservationists.
Conservationists.
No.
I guess.
Y'all know I don't know.
Preservationists.
Preservationists.
Yes. There you go. There you go.
For in this instance, in that one set, I would be against if they were just torching it to destroy it. But just my opinion.
I mean, what I hope is that this goes to and while Julie herself, I think because it was her grandparents' home, she would never allow it to be touched. And I as someone who still misses who's someone who still misses my kitchen wallpaper that I grew up with, I get it. But things need to change, things need to be altered and updated and things like that. So it had to be done at some point, and I guess this was the way to do it. But I'm hoping that the deeper message is what Julie was telling Chad, that this is still the Horton home. What we hope is that the family photos are still there, the Christmas ornaments, save the Christmas ornaments.
Well, that's up in the attic, so it's fine. I think somebody will get to the fire before it's that living room. A couple of pictures.
They were easily able to come in and torch the place, so they should be able to easily come in and extinguish it. They just literally I would have appreciated a breaking of a window, a breaking of a lock, instead of you're really telling me that Chad, Julie, Doug, anyone that comes in or that's in that house with the children living there, don't think to lock the windows at night.
It's Salem. Don't nobody lock nothing.
I do know small town. Like when I go back to Ohio, and my dad yells at me because I lock the door, and my stepmom's helper therapist person can't get in because she's used to the doors being unlocked in the morning. Who locked the doors? So I get that about small towns, but still, you're a small town, but you have a very big violence and drug problem going on now, and you have 2 kids in the house. Lock the windows.
Oh, you think that's the only problem Salem has?
Yeah,
Let's talk about the baby switching, the people coming back from the dead, the twins.
I mean,
being
among the
kidnapped.
regular shenanigans that go on.
Those are the
Yeah.
regular shenanigans, unfortunately. Like
That's what I was saying. The drug stuff and violence is in addition to the regular
Oh,
shit.
it's
They
an
should lock the
addition.
windows, is what my
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
And I would have just appreciated, it would have been a little more impactful if someone couldn't have just walked right in, you know?
Well, also they weren't
It's just
quiet
those
about
minor
it.
Details.
They weren't quiet about it either, because that canister of gasoline was loud. He was like, and I was like, you couldn't just do like a little, and then like let that, and then just walk away. You were literally like just down. Yeah, he was just like dousing the place.
Tony, it was ropes of water.
I hate you, Michael Mann.
Who got shot upstairs?
Michael Mass, I love it. I love it, Michael.
Oh, upstairs at the Brady pub. That was
Lucas.
I think it was Lucas
Okay, so
and Kate.
Yeah.
Because I heard them both.
I thought somebody got shot in the Horton house.
Yeah, it was 2 different
No.
places. Yeah.
So the people, let's review. So the people who potentially got shot. Well, we saw Harris got shot for sure, right?
Yeah.
And then somebody broke into the Brady pub, went upstairs, opened the door, and went bang, bang, bang. And I heard Kate and Lucas scream, right? But we don't know if they got hit. Then the Horton house got torched. Now, the thing about it is, though, already, who do you think the finger is going to point to first?
Xander, because he was out for a run.
Oh, are you I think he's asking 2 different questions. Who's ordered it and who's actually physically responsible?
No, not who ordered it. I said what I had said. Who do you think they're going to blame? Or from our point of view, who looks like the suspect first? Xander. Because in the middle of trying to get it on, he's like, I gotta go do a run. I'm like, you gotta go do. I was with Sarah. I was like, you gotta go do a run right now. Like I'm
the ladies of Salem are not having luck getting the D this week. Sloan's had the problem for 2 weeks in a row, and now Sarah was giving him full green light, and he was like, I'm gonna go for a run. And as we know, Xander does not run with clothes on. It's been established, even years ago, that he runs with shorts and
and no shirt.
Well, now suddenly he's got a shirt on, he's got a jacket.
Well, that has been debunked because
wintertime.
Well, that's
Sarah went through his entire wardrobe for working out. That is his run outfit. He also has a cardio outfit, and he also has a weightlifting outfit. Paul Telford, if you are watching this, which I'm sure you are, can you show examples of what Xander would wear? We've seen running. We would like to see weightlifting and cardio. Thank you.
I think there's going to be a question from Sarah. I don't know if anyone else will look at Xander outside of Sarah because she looked at that phone. I don't think, unless they try and make a case that they're connecting all these 3 events. But
what do you think that text was about?
I don't know.
I think it was probably innocent, or it had something. It was something innocent. I don't think it had
for the text. There's an innocent explanation.
Yeah.
Even though it came from an unknown number, I don't believe it's gonna end up being anything like anything nefarious. But yes, of course, Sarah is gonna buy it hook, line, and sinker, and this is gonna be the next drama they face. We're gonna have another round. I think this is where they're going. We're gonna have another round of Xander being accused of something. Sarah's gonna turn on him, maybe, or maybe she won't.
I think she'll believe him because he's really, really gone out of his way to make sure that nothing messes up his life now that he has Victoria.
Yeah, I think she'll question him, but she'll ultimately believe him.
So when Sarah looked at the phone and saw the private number, and with Xander needing to go for a run, My thought was, one, I feel like Xander has learned his lesson from the clown. That we're not going to accept any like wrongdoing. We're not doing that. We're not going down that path because he doesn't need to this time because he has money, he has Sarah, he has a baby, and I don't think he's going to risk that for whatever it was that was on that other line. I think because it's Valentine's Day, for some reason in my spirit, I feel like he was planning something for Sarah for Valentine's Day.
Yay!
And so that's what the text was about. That's why he had to run out. But at the same time, he had to run out. 3 other people who had on black pants and sneakers looking like they were going for a run decided to burn down the Horton house and shoot at some people.
Yes, but evidently Xander, the internet has ruled out Xander because his pants did or did not have stripes.
They weren't the same.
I love the fact that the internet turned into Scooby-Doo and the Mystery Van, and they literally pulled down their own. They were like, "All right, everyone, here we are. We have Xander out for a run. Notice the pants, no stripe. Notice the shooter of Harris, stripes. We're ruling out Xander. Everyone is okay. We're good."
Yeah.
Look, we grew up on Scooby-Doo and Law and Order, so yes.
And they definitely highlighted it when Harris was on the ground bleeding, doing his best performance. They definitely highlighted the person's pants to show you that they're different. Yeah.
But why was the guy still standing there? I was like, okay, you done shot him. Shouldn't you be gone?
Shouldn't you be running?
Yeah.
And I had to make sure he was dead.
Yeah.
Make sure he was, yeah, I guess.
He wasn't because he was crawling, and I thought for a second that he was going to start writing in the snow who it was. Mr. Black Hope, we didn't bring you on the show to be quiet. What you got to say about all this?
First of all,
there is no first of all, and there is no second of all, because what you're not going to do,
what you're not going to do, what we're not going to do.
What you're not going to do.
Tony, let the grown-ups talk.
No, I know James well enough to know it was going to start off with something shady first.
It was. He does know me. He does know me. But first of all, hi to Miss Mildred. She said hi to me in the chat. Your mom's in the chat.
Yay.
Oh, yay. She did text me and said she made her way. Well, first she was like, are you guys doing it because it's the Super Bowl? And then she was like, I'm here. So,
yeah, she said hi to me in the chat. So, Mildred, I'm so sorry. I know you raised your son better than this. Okay, so back to me. I want to say how ugly those tennis shoes were. I'm like, what the hell? Yuck. But yeah, I mean, I know the execution of the whole thing, those last like few minutes on Friday was so good. It was just like, I wish one of my other soaps was doing this right now. We did that right now on a Friday. It was like we have 3 different things that went down. There are 3 major things happening all at once. I thought, okay, why wasn't the whole week like this? First of all, it would be more exciting. But I was like, this is actually how I like my Fridays, because literally, folks, I will tune into Monday to see what I want to see. I just got to see the outcome. I want to see the outcome. Otherwise, if this hadn't happened, I wouldn't have watched Monday. But I will watch to see the outcome. I want to see how this plays out. And so all the folks out there who are just like, hold on to that Horton room. Sometimes after 60 years, it's okay to change things.
No, it's not.
It is. My house, we've been here 50 years. Don't look the same as it did 50 years ago. It's okay to change things. All soaps update their sets. Sometimes you don't like it, but it is. And like you said, what Julie said before, the spirits can still be in the house. The Horton spirit will be there, and it's time to change a little bit. It's 60 years, kids. 60 years. I'm like, it's time. That's what I'm thinking.
I love the fact that you started off with the fact that guy had ugly shoes.
They were ugly. I was like, ugh.
He was a responsible runner, though, because they were one of those glow-in-the-dark type of things. Nothing pisses me off more is when I'm driving at night and there's a jogger and you can't see them because there's no light things on them, or bicycles. So I appreciate that.
I have to say, one thing that threw me off, I don't know if anyone here did this, or maybe this is just weirdly me, when they showed the person turning around and showing their pants, for some reason, I thought it looked like an ankle monitor on them, and I kept like rewinding. But what I realized is it was the reflection of the stripe. Like it was bunched up at the bottom, and it looked like there was something there, and I thought that was like a clue. So I don't know if anyone even saw that or
I didn't.
It looked like there was like an ankle monitor. That's why it was like, oh, is this a clue? And I kept rewinding. And then after a while, I was like, oh, it's like you said, Tami, it's the reflection of the pants that they were wearing to show that.
But I have a question, because you guys watch the show all the time. When they showed that guy's face burning down the house, you know who he was? You know who he was?
I think
not
so.
Xander.
It wasn't Xander, but
he had really blue eyes. The
Horton one?
Yeah. You guys don't know
I
who
thought
it
it
is?
was EJ. Like,
No.
But why would it be? Yeah.
I think it's the cops. It's the cops.
Oh, those new cops that they one of the new cops that they
They
really showed
they didn't go. They definitely didn't go to all the trouble of introducing those two cops last week and the one female cop this week for no reason. There's an intent there. Just don't know what it is. So it is possible that, I would need to take a look because, I meant to do two things after I watched the week. I meant to go back and look at the pants, and I meant to go back and freeze frame on the dude's face. But I went, took a shower, ate lunch, and completely forgot to do it. So
you're saying everything happens for a reason on a soap opera?
We know that, Tami, right? Because Tami got schooled on one of our shows on JLJ Media by actor J. Matt Atkinson on Bold and the Beautiful. What did he say to you, Tami?
There is nothing that happens on a soap opera that doesn't happen for a reason. There's not a word. There's nothing.
That's true.
He told us that.
it's true.
It's the truth.
I really thought the female cop was the arsonist. I don't know why. I feel like it
I thought it was a male face. I got a dude face.
Yeah.
From what we saw.
Yeah.
I assumed it was a dude. But
I'm going to throw this out there. Anyone suspicious of Everett?
Oh,
no.
I don't know why he's
I've been suspicious of.
There's something there. I don't know. The interaction with Clyde too. There was like a little. I felt like there was a little something there. I don't know. His scenes are throwing me off.
It's interesting to say that because, like James, it's been a minute since I've been watching Days. So I watched last week's. Well, 2 weeks in a row. And Everett, I don't trust him. I want to trust him.
I don't either.
But I don't.
No.
Do we have a reason to not trust him?
We know he's up to something. We just know it's regarding Jada. We don't know if it's regarding anything else.
I've actually come around the opposite end on this. I don't think that Everett is up to something anymore because they've already laid the groundwork, which I think is dumb, but whatever, that he had retrograde amnesia after he got out of the coma, and he said that slowly things started coming back to him. And like you said, nothing happens is said in a soap opera that's said by accident. So I perceive that to mean that they were laying the groundwork that he just forgot Jada.
No, he didn't forget Jada because if he had forgotten Jada, he wouldn't have Homer Simpson out of the Brady pub when he saw
he's intentionally avoiding Jada.
But his reaction was just there was something about his reaction, and even when Stephanie brought up them as a double date this week, his reaction, there was nothing in his reaction to me that said recognition.
See, Araceli, that's what makes me think there's something else with him because of the reality is he's going to run into Jada and he's not doing anything about that outside of if Stephanie suggests they hang out. He's sort of like, oh, no, thanks. So let's do something else. So he has to know eventually he's going to run into her.
Yeah.
So I feel like there's another twist with him somewhere. That's why I feel like I'm getting something else from him because it can't just be the Jada stuff because he's not actively doing anything to really avoid her. He hasn't come clean with Abigail. He hasn't talked to Jada separately. He's
Definitely,
just
yeah.
kind of letting
Mhm.
stuff flow, and that seems weird to me. So that's why I feel like there's something else with this character.
I think it's yeah, but and if there is, I do think it's more on the personal side, not the professional side. We've talked about like, is he a bad guy? Does he have ulterior motives? And I don't think that it's that. I think it's more on the personal side. I actually really liked. I'm really liking his dynamic working with Chad. Those scenes in the prison, I felt like Everett had a purpose being there. I really did. It really felt like he knew his purpose there was to be calm, cool, collected, and rein Chad in.
Well, one thing we do know is the person who shot Harris knows this person and feels comfortable with this person, because it wasn't a shock. It wasn't a, what the hell are you doing here? It was a like, hey, what's up kind of a thing. So that's why I'm leaning more towards it's the cops. I don't know if they're 3 separate ones. We know of the 2 of them. And if it's someone else, or if it's just the one who burned down the Horton house could have also shot. Look, I don't know. I don't know if they differentiated that there are 3 different ones. We know there's 2 different. I don't know if the third act was a third person or if it was the person who set that Horton house on fire.
Yeah,
Harris was like, hey, what's going on?
Yeah.
And that was it. Like he was like, why'd you shoot me? That's what his face looked like. Like, what are you doing? That's what
So I'm assuming it's the bigger cop. It's the male cop that we've seen the past couple of weeks, I'm assuming.
He's like,
No, because
no.
So here's the thing. They showed the hand of the person who shot Harris, and it was definitely a older white hand.
Oh, really? Oh,
it had hair on it. It had hair on it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, some women have hair. But, yeah, it
was Marlena.
Marlena roll the show.
Well, who is it then? Who?
We shall see.
I mean,
we don't.
Well, I know.
Has a theory.
Which I will.
There's someone in the chat room thought it was John. Thought either the arsonist or the shooter was John.
Oh, he got pawned.
That feels a little out there. I don't know. Well, the fact that we're speculating so much, that we're closing in on shoes and pants and hairy hands, I will give kudos to everybody who. Okay, yeah, I'll give kudos to everybody that who edited this together, because it was very well done, because we're speculating and we're not really 100% sure on anything. It's not obvious.
I'm totally digging the pawn situation.
Yeah.
I would love if one of those people were John. That would be amazing.
To be honest, I thought, like someone in the chat said, I thought John was the one that shot Harris, because as soon as I saw the hand, I was like, John, what you doing shooting that man? But I don't know.
Yeah. And then wasn't Ava supposed to have made a call to somebody to like fix this by now? I feel like that got lost in the weeds. Remember a couple weeks back, she kind of gave in and told Stefan, okay, let me make a call, because she was to her old mob ties to see if they could figure out a way to take care of the Clyde situation.
That was when they were drinking?
No, that was about the drugs. That got handled. Yeah. It was like off screen, but it was implied it got handled.
Okay.
Well, speaking of Ava, I feel like I said this when it happened, because the whole slap that happened between Ava and Harris seemed really weird. And so I like that they went back, and as I thought, she finally gave in and told him the tea as to what was going on.
Good for her.
And so then he was like, put on a spectacle, and that's what she did. So I'm very happy that she finally broke down and told somebody like what was going on with the whole drug thing. There are things in life that I'll never understand. I'll never understand the white elephant and blood diamonds in 2015. And just like I'll never understand how Clyde could have such a hold on an ex-mob woman and a Demera. and none of them know how to handle this man in jail with a burner phone.
Old hillbilly in jail with a burner phone.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
But
just
I
want to
also,
say
go ahead.
yes,
to the chats out there. Sometimes you gray in other areas faster than others.
what's that supposed to mean?
You're like, arm hair wasn't gray. And I go, what does it matter? Sometimes you gray. I mean, sometimes you gray in your face first or your chest or other regions.
Sometimes the curtains change before the carpet, or the
Exactly.
carpet changes before the
That's what I'm
curtain.
saying.
Wow.
Exactly. As a person who's graying in certain areas, I'm telling you, yes.
All right. Well, gray on, everybody.
Yeah.
But really quick. So Harris responded to a text from Ava. Was that
Yes.
really from her, or was that somebody faking?
I think it was the shooter somehow. I think it was set up to look like it was from Ava, but it was
Okay.
from the shooter, whoever it may be.
There's so much. Like, I feel like so much happened on Friday that the rest of the week was just kind of
I thought
like.
this was a family show.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Oh, I'm
This?
here. I'm breaking that. I'm breaking that. There's no family show over here. That was. It's shady.
Kate and Lucas.
Oh God,
Yeah, and then Lucas is trying to have a sandwich, and they're like, "Get your little
Poor
ass back in
thing.
our room."
He was hungry. I would have done the same thing.
Can't we say the food? Props to the props department. The
It's really
food
good.
was a bomb. That cinnamon,
Right?
that
Spaghetti.
avocado toast
Pasta,
with the
yeah.
tomatoes. Earlier,
Right?
I
And
was like,
I think Stephanie had like a grilled cheese sandwich.
yes.
For me, it
Very
was the
good.
pasta.
I was all over that grilled cheese sandwich.
The spaghetti.
You know, some hungry hoes. But no shade, I be looking at the food too.
Yeah.
Like, even that pasta that Wendy
It's
and
really
Luke
good.
Yes.
and
Good.
so good.
Trip were having, I was like,
Mhm.
you gonna eat that?
It looked good. It was.
It did.
The props
So
department.
shout out to the food. I'm still just kind of like, why does EJ still have a thing against Stefan?
Yeah, why?
Because that's EJ. EJ, it's
Because he's a petty
big
bitch.
dick. It's big dick energy, but small dick energy.
Well, I think he can be mad at him. I think what's weird is that they're like completely ignored. I mean, even Stefan's bringing it up. He's like, I came to you for help about this situation. Like, you're trying to act like you didn't know anything about it. Like, and then he brought up, he's like, you're the DA. Like, we could have worked together to do something.
Yeah.
We could have like neutralized Clyde, but you're acting like I'm the enemy here, and I came to you and told you the truth, which is weird. And then EJ's like, and nothing's it'll never be traced back to me or nothing. It'll roll off me or something. I was like, what are you talking about? Like, your brother came to you and told you this was an issue. You know it's an issue. You're the DA. Like, I don't know. You could have worked with him to like get Clyde on tape, or you could have worked with him to like set up Clyde or something. I mean,
but he also knows. That's the other thing. Like, he knows.
Yeah,
like what's. So it's like, you're not saying anything, but you're hoping that he gets caught. And he's like, eventually you're going to end up in The Spectator with your face plastered over. And I'm like, so you're not going to help him?
He's doing nothing. Yeah.
Yeah.
And when Stefan walked down and asked if there was any more coffee left, and he said it's over there, and he walked over to the coffee, there was a part of me that wanted him to go, never mind, and just walk away. Because did we forget?
My own coffee.
Right? Did we forget about the times they kept drugging each other and like?
Oh yeah.
Like a month long drugging each other. Yeah.
Fun times.
Is there anyone else that doesn't like Stefan's character?
There's what?
That doesn't.
I go back.
Stefan's,
I go back and
I
forth.
can't stand his character.
I go back and forth. Right now, I can't really stand him.
Yeah.
Like, he was a shithead to Johnny last week for zero reason.
Yeah.
And yeah, I liked him
really
when he was. Yeah. Right now, I don't like him. Sometimes I do like him.
Yeah, it's 50-50 sometimes.
I think right now most people just don't like the mustache.
Oh hell no!
I don't mind.
That no. Get rid of it.
It's fine.
I think the only thing we haven't talked about really, Wendy and Trip.
What?
They're just kind of there. They're just kind of there.
So boring to
Existing.
watch.
I know that.
I
Okay,
thought-
no. Last week was boring to watch. It was like watching paint dryer, watching me do laundry. It was the most boring thing I've ever seen in my life.
What show did you watch this week?
No, this week. No, this week was good. I'm talking about last week when we.
That's what I'm saying.
That
What
was
show did you watch this week?
Terrible. This week I thought had good stuff, and I like a good love story where you give me like little tidbits of what you like about each other, as opposed to Everett and Stephanie who are like, I love you, and I'm just like, I hate you both.
Well, Stephanie is not saying that. Everett is saying that, and Stephanie's looking back at him like,
His name is Ev. She calls him Ev.
not Ev. That sounds too close to Eve.
No,
She called him Ev.
I mean,
when they were
you
having
don't-
dinner. Ev.
She did. She called him Ev several
Mhm.
times, and I was like,
no. Look, we don't have
my dislike level from 0 to 10.
every.
0 being dislike. I'm a -10.
Okay, well, not every
She
couple.
said okay.
Not every soap couple has to be. I'm sorry, but not every soap couple has to be an epic couple. I'm okay if you're just a cute couple that exists in the corner and you're happy. That's fine. I don't bear you any ill will. It's when you're shoved in my face that with the lovey-dovey insincerities and generic stuff.
Wait a minute. I gotta say something.
Mm-hmm.
Soap opera was started by women for love in the afternoon. We want to see kissy wissy, smoochy woochy, touchy feely.
Humpty
That's what
Dumpty?
soaps were about. Humpty Dumpty. It was all soaps were about the love in your face, the love story. That's the whole thing. A boring couple equals boring screen time equals boring
No,
ratings. That's
not
what it
even.
is. Two nice people together equals boring. It's like, ooh, if I see boring, I'll watch my plants outside grow. I mean, that's
Tom
that's
and
what-
Alice
even-
Horton would
even-
like a word.
I will say,
Alice- Go ahead.
even my husband, who doesn't watch regularly with me, but he's around the house when I'm watching, and he'll he'll be in the kitchen and he'll watch it. Even when Trip and I know we were talking about we were watching. It was Stephanie and Everett, and
Mhm.
he was like, they're so boring. And that's from a viewer who just like pops in
My
and out.
point is,
They're
Alice
not
Horton-
boring to me because I don't trust Everett. So they're not boring to me.
I'm saying, but going back to Trip and whatever. I'm saying that even Alice Horton had a lot of scenes with Bo Brady. Go back in time, she would go on little
That's true.
adventures with him and do stuff. And she was a good girl, but she was also like at the matriarch of the family. But she had a little spunk to her. That was kind of fun thing. I'm like, I need to see spunk out of them or something.
Well,
that
I
just,
like the spunk scenes between Wendy and Ava. When Ava got
Oh,
all
yeah.
up in her face
Yes.
about what are your intentions with my son, and Wendy's all back off, bitch. I
Yeah.
did like
enjoyed that. But then she did this complete, like, support your mother, and which I get, but it was just. I don't know.
Here's the thing between the difference between the two couples, right? With Stephanie and Everett, we know that there's way more
Yeah.
to the story, and that's what makes that exciting. The thing with Wendy and Trip is that there was an opportunity for them to be slippery sleuths, to look into what Ava was doing with Stephanie. And they have totally left them out of the equation. Trip looked at Ava and said, I know what you're doing, and literally broke it down to her. And then all of a sudden it was like, Wendy needs to go to Hong Kong. Well, then Trip is going to go to Hong Kong too. Wendy's mom is 17 hours early at the airport. And then all of a sudden they came back. And then they just haven't done anything with Wendy and Trip. I feel like if they incorporated them into this drug storyline somehow, it would have made them more exciting. But right now, all they doing is saying, hi, I love you. to be okay with your mom, and your mama don't want us here, and we got to go on vacation, and your mama. And I'm like, well, go do a stakeout or something.
Yeah.
But they are eating good food. They're eating good food.
They're eating great food. That pasta looked great at the bistro. However, comma. Get in the car and be like,
I guess I just like couples that give me a little more like detail. Like it's not generic.
what more details do you want from Wendy and Trill? We already know they like each other. We saw
No,
the slow
I-
details of them
Like,
long
no,
when they
I'm
got
talking about
together.
cute things that make them a unique couple in their own right. Like this I'm over the geocaching thing, like I'm talking about it. But
Can we have it and be done with it? Yeah.
yeah,
Can we have this
I
event and
mean,
be done
I
with
would
it?
think here's where I wouldn't be
It sounds
over
like
it.
Pokemon Go. Like the geo.
Hey,
like,
that
I'm
caught
like,
on
it's
for
Pokemon
quite a
Go.
while. That was big for a minute, for a hot minute.
What was
Minute's
geocache?
over.
No, Pokemon Go.
The
No,
Pokemon can go, and nobody wanted to collect them all.
no. Idea. I propose that this become an activity for Day of Days. A mini
A
version.
Pokemon Go?
No.
What becomes an
Geocaching.
activity? Geo? Nobody got time for that.
Oh, come on. There's only so much trivia that you can do, Tony.
This is very true, but then people are not going to break the line
I was gonna
from
say,
Angel Hall and
I'm not
everybody to
gonna
go
go
look for $2.
Exactly.
Los Angeles. Looking
Ain't nobody
for
go. And can you imagine Marilyn from Indiana
Trying to
with her walker trying to go collect and find $25?
I think she would. I think it'd take her a minute, but she'd move her.
$25.
She'd move.
She'd move.
All right. Well, now that we spent almost an hour on that storyline, let's move on to the next storyline, which is I need a meeting, and I feel like we all need a meeting after this meeting. Brady, Theresa, and
yeah, God.
And now Kristen's in Alex's ear.
Okay, did I miss something? When did Kristen and Alex know each other in that?
Never.
Yeah, I
Never,
was like, wait,
never.
did I miss something? Am I missing a plot or not
No.
remembering a plot where they were interacted? I felt like that was Stacy and Rob saying hi to each other, but they put their names as I was like, wait, why are
No, that's what happened. They needed filler. They needed filler.
Yeah.
Someone saw them cross the station together and they're like, wait a minute.
He said,
Go.
He literally walked up to him and he was like, hey, Kristen, how you been? How things going? I'm like, I don't even know each other. Did I miss something?
They don't.
It was too familiar for it. That's why it was
I
weird.
love it. That's hilarious.
But also, can we point out the fact that Brady didn't tell Kristen about Theresa? Actually, no, because Kristen asked Brady about it. Brady didn't say anything, and then she just kind of left it alone. But the person who did tell Kristen all the tea was Alex, thinking that Brady had already told her the tea.
Oh. I don't know why I assumed Brady did it in the square when he was meeting with Kristen and cried to her and all that. Okay.
He kept it to. I mean, why would he tell Kristen? You know, Kristen will take that information and store it and use it against them at some point in time.
Because he's an idiot.
Yeah, I mean, why would Brady talk to Kristen at all? Look, he's been getting very chummy with her the last couple of weeks. So
I mean, no, I just dislike this all so much.
Well, Alex and Kristen took a moment to commiserate with each other, about their relationships.
That was plotting. That was just straight up plotting.
It is. It's still very obvious that Kristen still wants Brady for whatever reason, and Alex is trying to hold on to Theresa, even though he's jealous of Brady and Theresa. And now Kristen is coming in being like, "You think they, Brady and Theresa? How you feel about that?" It's like, bitch, if you don't go pick up Rachel,
she's spying. She's got her little a little spy or a LoJack on them.
I don't know, but also it's as I've been saying the past few weeks, Theresa still has a thing for Brady, and I think Brady still kind of has a thing for Theresa.
Yeah.
Yay!
But
That's starting to become apparent now. Yeah.
I also don't. I hope. Listen, I get that there's a lot happening, but they almost kind of hinted that Brady was about to relapse because he was like, I made a call to the, and I wanted to, I was like, why did you call somebody? Did you not just see what happened with Theresa? And now you want to make a phone call because you want to? No, we're not doing that. Like,
He's
why?
going through a lot.
The
I didn't
devil
like
was
that
a
as-
lot, and yet everyone still remained intact. Bless you.
Thank you.
But he's going through a lot. I mean, I'd be worried if he wasn't.
If he didn't have a
upset and
relapse, you would be worried.
I'd be upset if he was trying to hide the fact that he's tempted. He's not trying to hide it.
It's not about hiding. It's more like, why are you tempted? I get your children don't
Because
really
he's
like
an
you right now,
addict.
but
Yeah.
Because he's
then
an addict.
They said it in the show.
Because he's an
There's
addict.
53 years people that are so like people 53 years sober who still get tempted and still need to go to meetings and still
You don't need
support.
a reason
And
when you're an
especially-
addict.
And with Brady, I don't understand why there'd be a question of why he might be tempted with everything that just went down with his son. And
Yeah.
now he's, struggling with his feelings for Theresa, who's with someone else. And I could see why he
And
may be
Rachel's a
tempted,
holy
absolutely.
terror,
And
being raised by a holy terror.
Rachel's a biatch. Yeah.
I don't know. Sometimes I just feel like in Salem there has been worse, and it just feels weird that
It's
this
not,
is the thing.
It doesn't have to
doesn't
be
matter.
something completely. Yeah, it can be like, people with addiction problems. They can, forget their keys or
Addicts
something
can relapse
so
when
minor.
they're feeling good.
Yeah,
Everything can be going
Because-
right in their life, and
because then they start to think, oh, I can handle it.
yes, do that. Mm-hmm.
Y'all talk like y'all got experience.
I do.
I do.
The only thing that I've been addicted to is food, and that's still an addiction. I'm already planning my next meal right now. My
If
next
you know,
fix.
you know.
What am I gonna have? Am I gonna have chicken? Am I gonna have pizza? Am I gonna have a hot dog? I tell you what, I'm not gonna have is a factor meal. I tell you that. Anyone else have anything to say about Brady, Theresa, Alex, Kristen? Everyone's-
I usually don't like a pear-shaped ring, but that ring was gorgeous.
That was really pretty.
Mm-hmm.
But do you think it's for her?
Oh, absolutely.
It's also too soon.
It's too. Yes. It's
Yep.
yeah. There's no doubt it's for her, but it is a beautiful ring.
Also, I felt like when we were introduced to Alex Kyriakis, this suave playboy who knew how to woo a woman's panties off with just a bat of an eyelash, right? And the fact that he was like, oh, I didn't plan anything for Valentine's Day because I didn't think you were that type of girl. And she's like, oh, I love Valentine's Day. I want to be like, where is the smooth operator that I felt like because I felt like he would have known exactly what to do. Like, I've already made reservations on a private jet on an island, like something. It's like, you ain't got nothing.
But we it's been established that he's in his therapy session with Marlena, that he's in like new territory with himself, like like more feeling, like having more feelings for Theresa than he has before for maybe Stephanie was but if that's what you're talking about, maybe like his charisma is gone when it comes to Theresa.
Oh,
Is that
no.
what you're saying?
His mojo, his ability to just be this, like, I just picture a guy like Alex being able to tap into a person so well that they just know what to do and know how to like woo them and just make them feel butterflies all the time. And I was just looking at him like, the only thing you got to offer is some good stuff.
Oh no, he's not that evolved, and I'll tell you why. Because this was also established in his therapy sessions with Marlena, where with Stephanie it was the chase. He pulled out all the stops with her because it was the chase. He's already got Theresa.
Oh no, I feel like they change Alex depending on the plot. Like
I mean,
came in, he was
that's true.
he was an assured sort of sex positive, casual
Confident.
Yeah, now all of a sudden he's haunted by that past and he has to change. Excuse me, he has to change his ways, and it's like he was never tortured about who he was. He was totally fine. He was a good-looking guy who was casual with women
Not
and
was.
didn't treat anyone badly as far as we knew. He respected people and was honest with them about what was going on. And yeah, now he's a tortured soul who regrets how he treated people, and he's trying to live a better life. And I don't know. But yeah.
Well, anyway. Well, all right. Well, there was that. And now we're going to move on to our next storyline, which is we already have a Catarina, but okay.
I was
thought
like,
they were
Stefano's been called and I know Stefano's not on the show anymore, but Stefano used to call Kate Katarina.
Yeah.
And I feel like someone else called Kate
John
Katarina.
did too.
Maybe I'm wrong.
John Black.
Oh, John, yeah, when he was with her. Yeah.
When he was with her.
So if this Katarina is a new unknown lady, I'm like, they could have come up with another name. But that's this is one of my issues with this.
We saw her.
Yeah.
We did see, yes, we did in the flashback.
We saw some lovely landscape and setting the scenery, and then we saw this lovely woman just.
John Black's like, did I kill that bitch? Did I kill a bitch?
This is really.
It's
the only storyline this week that's like interesting to me.
It's interesting, and I'm curious where it's going, but at the same time, I'm not the thing I'm most excited about.
Yeah, I think it's interesting because it's not technically a rewrite, and I think people, of course, when it comes to John, I think we're sick of like the rewrites of his parents and who he is and all that kind of stuff. But this is taking a period of time that we never knew about, and is still. There are still questions there, and they're exploring that, which I appreciate. Has nothing to do with him being in Salem when Steve found him. This is all stuff that happened before Steve brought him to Salem.
I just think that this storyline will rock the friendship of John and Steve, because I feel like Steve knows something.
That's what my question is.
Right. Like this whole time since this started. And especially when Steve interacted with Konstantin, he has been very like on edge. And I feel like he knows about this period, yet he doesn't want John to remember. And he doesn't want John to know that he knows about this period. Because the second John was like, well, what do you know? He was like, nothing, man. And I'm just like,
be more convincing, Steve.
Yeah.
I'm like, you know something. But it also sounds like, and correct me if I'm wrong, it sounds like there was a pawn with Stefano, but then John was also a pawn under Victor?
It's all the same storyline.
Oh, it's just the same thing.
Yeah, it just moved from Victor. It moved from Stefano to Victor and back and forth. Yeah.
I feel like we should
Stefano and Victor use the same pawn.
Yeah, exactly.
James Lott Jr., please give us a history lesson.
Yes, this I was like, oh, they're mining this again. I mean, doesn't John deserve more? That's all they do with John. Is just like his past. I'm on. It's overused. But for other people who're saying in the chat also, I first thought of Carly when they said Katarina. I was like,
me too.
Oh.
I was like, let me text my girl and see if she come back. Maybe that's another story. I was like, I'm actually friends with her. But I was like, Katarina, because she was Katarina von Leuschner.
Yep.
And she was. And then Jennifer and her switched places, and she never got raped by. There's a long story back there, back in the 90s, late 80s, early 90s. But so I was thinking, Carly? Now that would be a nice little shock all of a sudden that Carly is with Konstantin or whatever. But anyway, the whole thing was just like, I just don't know. I'm just like the pawn thing. It's just, I mean, they're really mining the F out of it, aren't they? They're gonna keep going. As long as the show's gonna be on, it's gonna be. I guess it's gonna go back to the
John's never gonna know who the fuck he truly is, even
Thank
though
you.
he just got his daddy back. Even if he's got his daddy, it couldn't end there. It couldn't end his daddy without the DNA test. Couldn't end there. They still had to be like, you know what we're gonna do? Same shit we've done.
I see. I don't mind it. Like I said, the only thing that bothers me about it is we're still doing the card thing where John is automatically hypnotized and under a spell. It's like you haven't been. How many times has John been deprogrammed over the years?
I know.
Like, it's still, this was
He's
still
had chips
work
in
on
his
it
head. And
40 years later. Yeah, it's like that's the part that's a little like.
John Brock is one of those characters. Like he should be dead or have some sort of horrible, you know, from all of
Brain
the
injury?
brain stuff and the hypnotizing or the brainwashing, and no wonder the man's irritable and lashing out. Like, his brain ain't right.
They did that on General Hospital too with the card. It was just like cards,
Yes.
like the card. It was like,
Yeah.
West America. I did with Drew and all that on General Hospital. It's like, okay, the card is special card. I don't know. I'm just yeah.
Is this your card?
Is your card? Is your card? It's just like, okay. I just think that Drake Hostin deserves better work. He can do something else than that.
He just like this whole angry old man stuff that they're giving him. I don't like it. Like he can do. He deserves better. Exactly what you said. You said the words, but I'm reiterating.
He deserves better.
I don't know. It's piqued my interest.
Good for you. Bless your heart.
Good for you, Moore. Good for you.
Well, I think it's because, like I said, like I feel like there's so much to this, and Steve is connected, and I just want to know like how all the dots are connected.
Yeah,
that's it.
Can we hurry up with it though?
No, because right now the writing is based on the strike, and so we all know how long that took. So here we are.
That's another thing. How invested are we? Like I said last week, how invested are we supposed to get in what we're seeing right now, knowing that in a few months we're going to be getting, you know, Ron's writing back, and it could all change. He could keep some stuff, and
it's a dream.
You know,
a dream.
Oh, okay, Dallas.
They do a reverse time jump. They go back to 2019.
Hello, good morning.
No, Bob Newhart.
Oh,
that's right.
I'm thinking of Dallas too, because they had the dream season.
I thought, yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Dallas.
Yes.
Oh man, what was I going to say? Oh, we are to be fans with open arms and take whatever journey and ride that this is going to take us on. Mark J. Freeman was texting me earlier, and he was just like, you know, I'm so over this. This show is so dumb, and like, what is happening, and all these useless characters, and da da da. And I told Mark J. Freeman, if we can get through the white elephant storyline, we can get through anything.
Mark sent us a text the other day and was like, okay, characters that need to go. And it was all the characters that are currently creating drama. And I'm like,
there were like 12 characters.
And I was like, this is all the drama. You take these characters out, everybody's happy. I don't remember Leo being on the list, but
he was.
I'll tell you, Tony is correct, because those early years, Tony, we were trying to get through some of these weeks, and we had to drive out to the valley first of all, sit in a studio and talk about the show, and get through that elephant storyline. That was very tough for us. Very tough.
That's why I say if we can get through that, we can get through anything. So that's why weeks like this, I'm like, it's gonna lead to something.
It's going to lead to something. We just need to try to be patient, but best believe we're going to bitch about it as we go.
We will, as we go along. All right. Well, that was that storyline. And we are now moving on to our tidbits. But before we do, just a quick reminder, make sure you guys follow us on all social media platforms, Dishin Days Show on Facebook and Dishin Days on Instagram, X, and Threads. Also, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you're there right now and you haven't subscribed, go ahead and click. Or make sure you hit the like button. There's almost 160 people here, so go ahead and hit the like button. And if you're watching later, hit the like button. Also, make sure you take a listen to us. If you can't finish watching us live, make sure you take us on wherever, using your favorite podcast station. We're on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also, buy a t-shirt, a sweatshirt, a beach towel, something. Go to dishindays.threadless.com. Get something with one of these logos on it for yourself. Do yourself a favor. Do that. Yes. Hold Dishin Days close to your bosoms like James Lott Jr. does. And speaking of James Lott Jr., make sure you go shout him out over at JLJ Media. He's doing a lot of stuff. So go check it out.
Check it out. And Tami Goveia is on 2 of my shows for Y&R and Bold. So check us out doing those. And General Hospital, that's right, me and Frank Moran and his emails. We're on Sunday. We'll be back. You guys were asking in the chat. We'll be back next Sunday. So next Sunday, because today is my sister's birthday, Xandra. So you guys know her. So happy birthday, Xandra.
Happy birthday.
We must support JLJ Media and the work that Tami and James do, because I don't know how you're getting through Bold these days. I don't know.
Ambassador Sam.
Well, thank you,
Ambassador Sam.
Thank you very much. We appreciate that.
Whoa.
Thank you. That's a lot.
Tony just upgraded his next.
His eyes got big. His eyes got big.
Like he's like, I'm gonna go to Mastro's. Mastro's.
You already know.
On February 21st, you paid. So you paid on YouTube. But no, we Bold. We get too bold and wide. We're making fun of our shows are crazy. So just watch us. We say all kind of stuff over there. We don't censor. We just say it out loud. Shady Sunday.
Now getting into our tidbits. Let's talk about some wedding woes with Johnny and Chanel. Of course, they want to schedule the surgery for the same day as the wedding. Of course they do.
They're cute together.
So you know what's going to happen now.
Yeah. They're going to get married in the hospital.
Yeah.
No, they're going to move everything up and get everything up and get married that same day.
Yeah.
Is what I think. Like Johnny was like, oh no, I have an idea, because they were going through like everything's already in place for tomorrow. So I think what they're going to do is be like, okay, since she's going into surgery tomorrow, let's rush everything and have it today.
Oh no, I got the hospital thing. Like they're gonna get married right before she goes into surgery.
Because they have because it's already we're at nighttime the night before Valentine's Day.
That's true. Well, it could be night. I don't know. I still think they're gonna try to make it that night.
Yeah,
I think they're gonna get married in the hospital.
Yeah.
That's horrible.
But I love it for them. I mean, I don't.
Oh, but they have a chapel in the hospital, so
yeah.
Oh, okay.
They'll find a way. They're such a cute couple. They'll find a way to make it cute. And it's been established that they really, really want this wedding to be about family. You know, he already adores Paulina. He wants to do this for her. It's not and actually I was kind of like Paulina was so mad at Chanel. I was kind of shocked that she was mad that she even thought about postponing the wedding. I'm like, it's not purely like altruistic. That like she wants her mom at her wedding. That's
right.
So that's the what I mean, she loves her mom. She wants her at her wedding, and it's not she
doesn't want to miss it like she missed the one in Italy.
Exactly. She wants, so it doesn't. It makes sense to them, and they already love each other. They've already had the dream like wedding in Italy, the honeymoon and everything. They've already had that. So they want this to be just about them and their family and their love. Makes perfect sense. Yeah.
Well, let's hope that this wedding actually happens and nothing goes awry, because we all know how weddings in Salem happen.
Well, it's interesting how Johnny brought up that whole conversation about Demira curses and all. Hold on a second. So maybe it's a precursor or foreshadowing to something.
I kind of feel like they're letting them they're gonna let them be happy for a while. I think they're gonna have a small wedding, and they're gonna whatever drama is gonna be outside forces. It's not gonna be between them, I think.
So did they seal up that bookcase in the Demira mansion?
No.
Or does it still work?
That's still there.
It still has to work. That's like
Yeah.
iconic now.
It is. It is.
Words.
Well, because even though it's the secret room also doubles as the wine cellar, and you know that.
That's right. All the
even-
booze is down there. That's
Yeah.
where Anna goes to get. That's where Anna goes to get her lunch
exactly.
booze.
Yeah. Oh, she would not tolerate that being boarded up.
Oh, I miss Anna. They need to have Anna and Tony need to make an
Definitely.
appearance sometime soon. They add a little
Agreed.
something to things when they can make something that's stale a little bit fresh again just by adding their 2 cents into
What
things.
you mean, Michael Madison, is they turn shit into gold. Yes, they do.
Mhm.
Okay, they turn shit into gold.
They spend shit in the
Yeah.
gold. They sure do. They sure do. We love you, Taya and Leanne.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And Leanne Hunley.
Yeah, we love you.
Paulina and Abe had a nice moment together,
Mhm.
laying in
Oh, yeah.
bed.
Oh, they were. She was like, "Don't worry, I am not shy. I can tell you what's going to go on. What's not going to happen."
They were in bed for like 3 days.
They were. And she was like, "What if I forget or whatever?" Oh, don't worry. She's like, "Don't worry, I'll take care of that part. Don't worry, we'll work it out." He was like, it was so cute. I see, and folks, as the older statesman here, I will say this: I am tired of ageism within the soap community. I don't see older people. Older people have sex all the way up till they died. That's what some people do.
Mhm.
I know, and I think it was very cute because it was tasteful, it was funny,
Mhm.
it was sweet, it was all those things, and I thought it was fun, and it was and seeing Abe finally after like 40 years on this show. Not just being the token black guy, he actually has storyline. And it's like
Mhm.
they're showing him showcase. He's like a leading man. They're showing it. I
He
thought it
has
was such
always
a-
been.
and he's like such a cute thing that he's sitting there and he's just like being vulnerable with her and just like and watching her sleep when she wakes up. Like, I know you're still, are you still tired? Or she's like, oh no, I got some more room or whatever. And they do, and it was I thought it was so sweet. Those bed
Yeah.
scenes, but they were in bed like half the week. I was like, Tara, dang, they're in bed forever.
Well, that's the magic of those scenes. It really is. It's like those little conversations that you have with your partner, those that are intimate, that are cute, that are like where you share your deepest worries. And yeah, those are just
It was cute. It
gold.
was very cute. I loved it.
We're just really ready for Abe to get a slither of a memory back.
Slither.
Just
They
a
are
little bit.
taking their time with his.
They really
Angela.
are. Like
I forget that sometimes until like when I first start watching it and then like it's mentioned, I'm like, oh yeah, he doesn't remember who the fuck he was. Like,
Right.
like I forget that point. We're still there.
Also, like, does it matter now? I mean, not that him not getting his
Um,
memory back, but they're playing it like he's still in love with Paulina.
Yeah.
He's still the same person. So it's like, are you like, what are we doing here with this storyline? Like, I don't know. I thought they could have went in a different direction for this with memory loss, but they're giving him life back that he had before.
I think at this point the writers forgot that he forgot.
Yeah, right. I know. Yeah.
I mean, anywho, well, we're gonna move on to our next tidbit, which is Sloan needs a bob.
Which
You
is
don't like her haircut?
A what? Oh, Michael
like-
Mattis, you on mute.
You're on mute.
You on? There you go. Look around, everybody on mute.
No, everybody's on mute.
No.
No, you're on
Ooh.
mute. It's a joke too. It's also
Wait,
Let me
did
go
I-
back on mute?
Did I? Oh, did I say that right? Sloan needs a bob.
Yeah, a battery operated boyfriend.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
What hair? What hair?
I will have to say, I feel like this shows that Sloan really didn't want to be a mom.
no.
Oh no.
What makes you think that?
I mean, if we didn't think it before, we think it now.
I've never seen any woman, female character on a soap opera be so caustic about being a mother.
Mhm.
See, I think it's not that drastic. I actually think she was going to have her own when she and Eric were actually naturally pregnant. I think a lot of that was for Eric's sake. And I think she was comfortable with the idea of being a mom. I actually think it's all this other stuff that is infecting it. I think the stuff that we're seeing now has really nothing to do with Jude. This is about the lying. This is about the fact that it's someone else's baby. This is about the fact that Eric has a bond with this baby that she knows is actually Nicole's and isn't a random adopted baby. I think all of that is getting in the way, and it's manifesting itself as her being a bad mom. Where
no, totally agree. Yeah.
I don't think that if this were another child, this storyline wouldn't be here for her. She wouldn't be She wouldn't be mad at a random baby.
I don't want that thing sleeping with us.
Yeah. This is about it being Nicole's baby, and this is about it being the guilt she's dealing with. Yeah.
No, this is about the idea of motherhood versus the reality of motherhood.
So.
Because she even said it before. She assumed when she became a mother that they were going to have a nanny. And then Eric nixed that idea.
Yeah, but they also don't have a nanny because she also can't afford one because Leo's blackmailing her and all this. But I'm saying all of that's wrapped into her misdeeds. All of that is the guilt from what she did.
Oh, but yes, she's feeling that pressure, obviously. But in that moment, no, that was just the reality of what it actually is to be a parent setting in. This tiny little creature can't fend for itself, needs constant attention 24/7. Baby cries, you got to get up.
Just give it some wine.
Or tequila. Tequila works the same way.
They just always tell me put some brandy on the kids' gums.
Yeah.
And my daughter
yeah,
would sleep.
not in the bottle, but just a little bit, they
So is Sloan an alcoholic? What's her story?
She's stressed out.
Well, she's becoming one. Because when I tell you she can guzzle down a bottle of wine in 2.5 seconds.
I have no problems with guzzling a bottle of wine, but Eric makes it sound like she has a problem.
Yeah,
So
I think it's not what she does usually.
I think it's starting to be a problem because that's like her go-to. Like when she's it seems like when she's a bit stressed, she drinks wine. But
I'm hoping we're not getting an upcoming alcoholic story. Like she has enough to deal with.
I think Annette Thompson may have something like she's gonna get drunk and spill the beans to somebody that she shouldn't be spilling the beans to.
Yes.
So it's gonna lead up to that.
I think that's maybe where this is going, and not leading to those meetings are gonna get bigger. I don't think we're gonna,
You know what would have solved Sloan's problems? If she had just let Nicole have her baby.
Interesting.
Wow, really? That's great.
I mean, I'm no smarty McSmart, but I do know 2 + 2 = 4.
It usually does.
All right. And we're gonna go into our last tidbit. We've kind of already covered this, but we'll talk about it some more. Stephanie really being Stephanie.
No.
Well, she jumped into that relationship, didn't she? After wanting to be by herself and sort things out.
One time, I think I'm falling in love with you. I'm like, really, bitch?
I will.
You deserve it.
But did
you deserve whatever happens to you.
But did you not see how Everett was looking, laying in the I was just thinking to myself.
I saw it.
I wasn't impressed.
Right. I was thinking to myself, coma or no coma, I think he remember how it worked.
Okay. Now, it's funny for me because it's my first time seeing Blake Barris back on the show, and I always thought he was goofy hot anyway. So for me, I get it. I was like, I get it. If he was kissing on me, I'd fall in love too.
I love the sound of his voice.
Me too.
It's weird, Blake. I love the sound of your voice.
Blake, bring it on, Blake. Just bring it on. I get it.
But I do think that everything seems to be so rush. What are you laughing about?
Well, first of all, I can laugh. That's part of the show.
Well, first of all, I didn't say you. First of all, I didn't say you couldn't laugh. I was just trying to figure out what the big capital was about. I said, what are you laughing about? I didn't say you couldn't laugh.
Okay, don't wind your neck off.
First of all, what was I going to say? Oh, everything is just moving too fast. Like I feel like Everett got the green light, and he is just diving in head first. And Stephanie's like comfortable, but not.
Is that what they're into?
Huh?
Diving in head first?
I mean,
Is that how we got her?
Michael, that's how we got her, Michael. That's how we got her. Head
That's
first.
why he wants her to move in.
Is it?
Yeah.
you seem to have performed some kind of wizardry on her.
Or
I
maybe
don't
she
know
has-
what it is about Salem,
she's
but
back.
everybody
There was
got
a-
an MP.
There was a wand involved.
I'm here for it.
Sorry, Tami. Araceli's used to this.
Oh, no, we talk worse on our show. Trust me. Me, her,
And
me.
look, I think things, I just don't say them.
Oh, we say them on our show.
I was going to say, Tami Goveia is no stranger to what comes out of these mouths. In fact, as soon as she opened her mouth, she's agreeing with us or saying something that's going to make us clutch our pearls. Just saying. Not Stephanie Ho Johnson. Awful. Y'all gonna leave Stephanie alone. Well, we'll see how this develops. Good luck and Godspeed. Well, that was your week of Days of Our Lives. Look at that. See, we got through it. And now we're going to move on to our favorite part of our show, which are our segments. And we're going to start with mine, which is Tony's official
You go,
3
girl.
Snaps Award.
All
All right. So this week I really had a hard time trying to come up with what I should or who I should give the 3 Snaps Award to. And then after Friday's episode and after talking to some people, I realized my 3 Snaps Award goes to you all. Because if you were able to get through these past 2 weeks of Days of Our Lives, you deserve 3 Snaps Award.
Oh, snap.
So my 3 snaps goes to all of us Days of Our Lives fans who have been able to get through the past 2 weeks of days and still keep our Peacock accounts.
Peacock also has Below Deck though, so I'm keeping Peacock until I burn through Below Deck.
Ooh, I do love Below Deck and Traders. If you guys are not watching Traders, you should, and you should also watch my commentary on Traders at Lounge with Tami. And now we have. Oh, thank you. And now we have.
Caption that.
All right, this week's Caption That photo comes courtesy of Beavis and Butthead themselves, Stefan and EJ, with, I don't know what they're saying, but anyway, this week's caption goes to Vanessa Avila on Instagram. With her caption, "You can stick your chest out and show off your muscles all you want. I'm wearing Armani and I'm taller than you." And this may seem just like childish and petty, but I feel like this caption is an absolute accurate depiction and accurate summation of these two's relationship. So congratulations, Vanessa, on hitting the nail on the head, because their petty bullshit is off the charts.
Yeah.
It is. And that was
Caption that.
and now it's time for
Those were the days.
Yes, there was a lot of talk this week of Tom and Alice Horton, so I thought it only fitting we take you back to February 9th, 1994, where McDonald Carey last appeared as Tom Horton, capping off a decade-long run. He actually passed away the following month in real life, and then they retired his character, or retired his character, I guess, later that year in June. So I think it was fitting that it was Julie sort of giving history lesson to the kids, and she very much, if you remember, was the Sammy Brady of the time, and often a lot of times went to Tom for like comfort and rescue, and they had a really great relationship. So yeah, February 9th, 1994, when McDonald Carey last appeared as Tom Horton.
and
Those
And now it's time for
It's a gift.
And this week's It's a Gift is also kind of an homage. It's a Gift also goes to the audience at large for getting through certain episodes that are just, well, bleh. We are all Sloan.
Keep pouring. Keep pouring.
Glub, glub, glub.
Look better after
And-
2 or 3 glasses.
Oh, and that was.
It's a gift.
And because she has returned to celebrate 9 years with us, it is now time for.
Oh, what a lovely moment. So, first off, I want to say how underwhelmed I am by the fashion on Days of Our Lives.
Damn, okay.
Really, really, they need to kick it up
They do.
12 or 13 notches. However, I really just tried to focus and found like Stephanie's dress. Okay, I'm not in love with it, but it's cute. It's from Anthropology, which I love. It's $148, people, if you want to go check it out. And it's got that ruched thing going on that I love. And I think it works on just every figure. So little Stephanie Johnson, you got this week's
Stephanie Ho Johnson.
Stephanie Ho.
And that was. Designer Day. And now it's time for. Look who's related.
Oh. We couldn't find the original one, folks. And this one is interesting. I'm just so long. This is so funny. You guys all wanted it. This one's interesting because their relationship changed. So this is my few Look Who's Related I've ever done where it was one relationship one way and then it changed to another. But it's still related. Okay. At first, they'll go and follow me. It's between Rachel Black, or Demir or whatever, and Xander Cook Kyriakis. They are related. The first time they were related, Rachel is the daughter of Brady. Brady is the son of the late Isabella. Isabella was the daughter of the late Victor. Xander is the son of Victor's brother, the late Titus. That was making him and Isabella first cousins, him and Brady second cousins, and him and Rachel third cousins, or one cousin twice removed. But then that changed after Victor died. Revealed that now Xander is Victor's son, right? Correct? Well, that's all good. We got that so far. So they changed and moved up a couple of notches. Let's go from there. We got Rachel's daughter of Brady. Brady's the son of late Isabella. Isabella's daughter, late Victor. Xander now is the son of the late Victor, making him and Isabella half siblings. Now he's Brady's uncle and Rachel's grandniece. The grandniece with him. So he went from third cousins to great uncle in just somebody's death. And that is Look Who's Related.
Look who's related.
Wow.
Yeah. Also father and daughter.
That's going to change again. And now it's time for.
That was time for.
News and gossip.
And we're starting off with a big congratulations to our young friend, Mr. Kerry Christopher, who plays Thomas DeMira. He is starring in a Super Bowl ad for Pringles alongside Mr. Chris Pratt. It may have aired already. If not, you can watch it also on YouTube. They put it up a couple days earlier. Interesting enough, he didn't know that this was a Super Bowl commercial. According to him, he went to film thinking it was just going to be a Pringles commercial. So he didn't find out until he got there that it was one going to be for the Super Bowl and two going to be opposite Chris Pratt. So big congratulations to Kerry on that. It's a really big, really cool cool thing to do.
Mhm.
Yeah.
All right, next up, our prayers were answered for Jordi Valasuso's daughter, Lucy. An update on her. She was born on January 22nd, and unfortunately, with all of the sickness going around lately, was diagnosed with RSV that was so severe she had a partially collapsed right lung and had to be rushed to the emergency room. But now she is well. She is home as of February 7th, and Jordi and his wife Caitlin thank everyone for their prayers and well wishes. And we know that this has been a really rough entry into the world, baby girl, but we just pray you have smooth sailing from here on end.
Yay.
Yeah. Also, some good news. Our friend, Miss Camila Banos, ex-Gabby, is actually starring in a new movie called Final Heist for Tubi. It is streaming now. You can check it out. And she plays a woman named Willow, who's mom to a daughter who's suffering with health crisis, and she sort of gets the quote gang back together for one more final heist to sort of help her daughter. So go check that out. It's labeled a thriller. It's on Tubi. It's streaming right now. Go check out Thanos and Final Heist.
Nice.
Good
All right. Next up, a friend of the show, Julie Dove, is back on days. Connie is back. She has been filming. She was caught on a candid outside of the studio set with Galen Gehring, Brandon Brush, and Tina Wang during a fire drill that Days actually had. There were a couple of those this week, and then there was an earthquake. So lots of things going on this week. Since Days filmed 6 to 8 months in advance, you'll be seeing Connie's scenes this summer. So we look forward to seeing those, Julie Dove.
Tina Hong, I gotta say, Tina Hong has the best face in this.
Totally.
Best face.
Love her.
We have a big happy birthday to our friend, Mr. Carson Boatman, who turned 30 on this weekend. He did some celebrating, had a little bit of a poker night with the guys, Rob Wilson, Eric Motsov, Brandon Barrage, Dan Fiergel, and of course, little baby Ava you see there, who has joined the guys for the night. So
who is giving Rob Wilson major, like,
yes.
I don't know about you.
That's parenthood.
You're a hoe.
Yes. So she has officially been inducted into the Day Players Band. So big happy birthday to Carson.
Hey. All right. Next up, we have a new movie coming out from Miss Jackie Harry. She will be co-starring in a new Lifetime thriller called Tall, Dark, and Dangerous. It premiered on Lifetime this week, actually, and you can catch replays on Lifetime Channel and Lifetime Movie Network. So check your local listings for that.
Michael, have you already seen it?
I have not seen this one. The fact that Tom Sandoval's in it's a bit of a turn.
I know. Oh,
Y'all let that man shine.
No.
Hello.
yeah.
Moving on.
In other news, actual important news, this weekend they had a memorial service for the dearly departed Mr. Phil Hayes. Took place yesterday, early morning or late morning, early afternoon. As you see, some of the cast was there. Also, Ken Corday and Deidre Hall spoke. And then Susan sort of not capped it off, but gave just a beautiful sort of uplifting tribute to her husband, Bill. It was really beautiful. The whole memorial service is actually streaming on YouTube, so you can actually go check it out and watch it for yourself. It's just really beautifully done. So, yeah.
He'll be missed.
Yeah.
Can you guys still hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Perfect. It is now time to see what's coming up next on Days of Our Lives.
Johnny and I are getting married today.
The biggest week of the year.
Polly's home now. My Valentine made it all happen.
For romance.
Happy anniversary, sweetness.
My answer is yes. Yes!
Passion. And big.
Harris has been shot.
I don't have a pulse.
Bad.
Lucas, are you all right?
Drama.
Oh my God.
I'm watching half my life go up in flames.
Days of Our Lives.
That's a lot.
But I give away a little too much, though. Like, dang it.
They do give away a lot in that promo.
They did. I was like, hey, now we know it. Okay, we know a few things. Okay, got it.
Now we know that the wedding happens in the square.
Right. Kate's okay, but we know about Lucas.
Kate's okay.
Yeah.
The proposal, and she apparently says yes, unless it's a dream.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, it's a dream.
Yeah.
Right. And Harris is still hanging in there.
Harris is still around.
Yeah.
Funny thing, while we're waiting for Tony to reemerge, Tamara Braun, every photo of her, she's like this. She's like,
I know.
I took a photo of them at the daytime Emmys party,
Yes,
and she did the same thing.
I noticed that, Michael, when I was like copying it, and I was like, "Oh, Tamara always is in this pose or in this." She's always like
She's always just like
in with the guys. Yeah. That's like her
she's
thing.
cute.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's take over. Screw Tony. Let's take over the show.
Let's dish.
This dish.
I will say,
So who did obviously none of us watched it. How did Reba do with the Star Spangled Banner?
I didn't see her, but I hear she
Tony.
did wonderfully, and I'm so happy that we'll be out in time for halftime.
Yes.
Oh
Yeah.
Okay.
For the Usher concert.
What's the score?
It is
Usher.
What do the Niners do?
I thought the Niners are up. And apparently Travis Kelce got in somebody's face.
Oh, okay.
Uh-oh. He was like, "You keep my girlfriend's name out your mouth."
Yep.
Well, thank you guys so much for coming on.
Happy anniversary!
Yes.
Happy 9-year anniversary.
Happy 9-year anniversary to everyone. So listen, I to close out the show, I wanted to have something written and prepared to talk about 9 years of Dishin Days, but I'll just go off the cuff. First of all, I'm very appreciative of all 9 hosts that we have had over the past 9 years. Each one of them have contributed to the success of Dishin Days. And after yesterday, doing our virtual celebration, I truly have such even more admiration and love for our fans, because I didn't realize that this show that we were going to do on Sundays to just talk about a show that we love to do would make such an impact on people and bring people together and would allow people a space to talk about a show that is rarely talked about with other people. So I appreciate the fans. I appreciate you guys. A lot of people may or may not know, only really the people who have been involved with Dishin Days know the hardships that we have undergone throughout the past 9 years. There were a lot of ups and downs. There were a lot of things that could have prevented Dishin Days from not moving forward.
Like a pandemic.
Well, besides the pandemic.
He ain't talking about the pandemic, but
definitely not talking about the pandemic. But we were able to move forward because the one thing that kept us going was the fans and our love for this show. So thank you to all the fans. Thank you to all the hosts. Thank you to the cast and crew who continue to support us, who continue to tune in, who continue to just show us a lot of love. I truly appreciate it. I know everyone here appreciates it. Thank you so much for 9 years of Dishin Days. Who would have thunk?
Tony, I want to just add a little something that I want to thank Alexis Torres,
Yes.
Steve Egbert, Ryan Nielsen,
Mm-hmm.
who and are our main producers and directors all that time over there, and took all your bells and whistles. Tony did all your bells and whistles.
Yeah.
And
Marissa had to do some bells and whistles too.
Yes, we're Serafini also. And for me, this is my anniversary too. I would not be here was it for Tony Moore, Mark J. Freeman, Peter Ramos, and Raj Vias. You guys would not have me or my channel if it wasn't for Dishin Days. I would not be.
Yeah,
and it's your fault, Tony.
It's all your fault. And I say that often, don't I? I always say that.
You say it's Tony's fault. At least me into the world.
Tony's fault.
But I would not be here if it wasn't for you, Tony. So thank you.
Thank you, guys. And even though I may not show it, I do truly appreciate all of our hosts: Peter Ramos, Mark J. Freeman, James Lott Jr., Tami Goveia, Michael Mattis, Matthew Evan Payne, Justin Lee Hareld, and Araceli Aviles.
How did I get
Thank you, guys.
Balloons up?
The balloons up? I don't know.
How do I do the balloons thing? I forgot what the...
You got to do a peace sign or a thumbs up or something. But I do truly thank you guys. I know sometimes I have very last minute ideas. Things are thrown at you. We have really had to make things happen throughout these 9 years. But if I haven't said it before, I'll say it now. Thank you very much. And I do truly, honestly appreciate each and every one of you. I may be a bitch and don't seem like it, but that's just my Capricorn ways.
You're a bitch. You're a total bitch. Big bitch. Big bitch. Yes.
Big old bitch.
Not working.
Who won the drawing?
Oh, there it is.
Who won the drawing, Tony? Who won the drawing?
Oh my God.
I'll do your show. I'll do your job for you, Tony. That's fine.
Thank you. Thank you so much, James Lott Jr., for reminding me. The winner of 2 gold tickets to the Spectrum celebrity events being held in National Arbor, Maryland.
Yes.
Yes.
I love that I had to say.
Tony.
You're going there.
Maryland. Oh, I know. Listen, I just get on the plane. I don't know sometimes where I'm going. But the winner of 2 tickets, and once again, in the email it said transportation not provided, neither is hotel accommodations, airfare, any of that. It's just 2 tickets. But that goes to Mr. George Blackman. George, you are the winner of 2 tickets to the Spectrum celebrity event. So George, I hope you can make it. I hope to meet you in person. Congratulations on that.
Yeah.
Now we have 2 separate tickets to give away from Star Image Entertainment. I'm sorry, George, make sure you email me and let me know, and I'll email you too with all your information and details, so that way I can give that to Spectrum. But we do have 2 tickets to give away from Star Image for their, oh gosh, what happened here? Sorry, my computer went do. 2 tickets from Star Image for one of their upcoming Zooms. And the first winner of one of the tickets to attend one of the upcoming Zooms from Star Image Entertainment goes to Miss Frances Dobson. Frances Dobson, you are the winner of one of the tickets. Frances, please email me your information so that I can send that over to Star Image. Y'all know I'm always doing the most. And the second ticket goes to, and I hope I didn't misspell his name, but Paul Pulitzer. You won the other ticket for your chance to meet the Days of Our Lives cast in an upcoming Zoom brought to you by Star Image Entertainment. And for those of you who would like more information about these events, please make sure you go to spectrumcelebrityevents.com. Also, make sure you check out Star Image Entertainment. Not only do they have Zooms, but they have a lot of events that happen in Canada, including Montreal Rocks, which will feature Eric Martsoff and Carson Boatman, along with some other Days of Our Lives men. So make sure you guys check that out. And that is it. That is our 9th anniversary show. Thank you, James Lott Jr. and Tami Goveia, for joining us today. Thank you for tuning in to Days to watch these wonderful episodes, to be able to recap them with us today. Before we head out, obviously it's already up there. Tami Goveia, where can they find you on the social medias?
On Instagram, you can find me at Tami.Goveia.
It's Tami.Goveia. James Lott Jr., where can they find you where all James Lott Jr.'s are sold?
That's right. We're all James Lott Jr.'s are sold at James Lott Jr. on all social media platforms, JLJ Media on all social media platforms. Also, the Wide Arm Mini Spotlight, Bold Beautiful Mini Spotlight, and GH Mini Spotlight will return next week. Our schedule will start at 10 o'clock in the morning, Pacific Standard Time. Me, Tami Goveia, Amanda Russ, and Frank Emails Moran will be talking about your soap operas next week and continuing forward. So thank you, and thank you for all your support of JLJ Media. We work really hard for you guys, and we're all one big family. It's us and Dishin Days. We're also follow them. Thank you.
Look who's related.
Look who's related. Michael Mattis, where can they find you?
You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at MLMattis.
Justin Lee Harreld, where can they find you?
Find me on Instagram at Justin Lee Harreld.
And Araceli, where can they find you?
You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Tia323Araceli. Here's to year 10.
Yes.
Which I think should be a location shoot on a cruise ship.
To be honest, we have talked about the 10-year. I've been thinking about the 10-year, and I would love to do something in person. Where, I don't know. Well, actually, I do know. If I had my way, I would do the 10-year anniversary in Greenville, South Carolina, and hold an event there because that's where I started. And so it would be nice to go back with, the Dishin Days host to do something there. So anybody want to sponsor that, you let me know. But you can find all of us on Dishin Days show on Facebook and Dishin Days on Instagram, X, and Threads. And you can find little old stay old chocolate me on all social media platforms at Lounging with Tony. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to the 9th anniversary of Dishin Days. We'll be back next Sunday with 2 very special guests. Lindsay Godfrey and Paul Telfer will be joining us next week, if all goes well. So make sure you tune in live for another full dish of Peacock's exclusive #1 award-winning hit soap opera, Days of Our Lives. Until then, everyone, have a wonderful week. Stay safe and go whichever team that you're cheering for. But really, we're going for Usher.
Usher,
yes. Great day, everybody.
Yes.
Yay, sports.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.